00602, the second section of the SPS-6 on Interstate 35 in Kay County, Oklahoma. This is looking to the north towards the Kansas state line. We're in the southbound lanes. I say this is the second section. It's actually the first section here of the SPS-6 projects, but it's section number 2, which is the 1,000-foot long section that, as you can see, has been diamond ground, patched, the joint sealed, everything in the way of pavement restoration with the exception of edge drains. They have not gotten around to putting up the signs yet, or the delineators. You can see that some of the cracks are very fine now, with the surface having been ground. Cracks are somewhat difficult to find, but they're still there. Station 1. See, all the joints have been well sealed. We do have a couple patches that, for whatever reason, sure don't look very good, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. I'm not sure what happened to these patches, but they do not look well. At least that one, I should say. Most of them are much better. You can see a few places where the diamond grinding missed a spot here and there. It's just, there's station 2, so that little bare spot is just shy of station 2. There's a spot where they put in a little bit of an asphalt patch. Fairly large patch. If I recall correctly, they had gotten some spalling when they were doing the initial removal of the existing concrete. For whatever reason, they elected to patch that with asphalt rather than doing a partial lip patch. You can see a spot here where there's quite a bit of faulting at that particular location, well over ½ an inch. Station 4. Pavement does ride considerably smoother. We haven't, I can't tell you what the IRI readings are. I don't know that it's been done yet, but just from the seat of the pants, it is much smoother than it was. This pavement did have a considerable amount of map cracking on the surface, as you'll see when we get to the control section. Again, there's some spalling associated with that patch. The removal techniques were evidently fairly sloppy. But I was saying, they had quite a bit of map cracking, But as you can, there was some concern that the diamond grinding would irritate or create problems with that map cracking. I do not see any evidence of that. In fact, the pavement looks really well, really nice. A couple more little low spots. Another one of the patches. Now that patch looks real nice. That's more in line with what you might expect. Here's another one. I'm at a loss as to why they're spalling. I understand why they're spalling outside, but not why they would spal into that new concrete patch. Station 8 there. You know, the spalling outside of just adjacent to the patches from the removal procedures, but the spalling in the patch, the only thing I can think of is the concrete patch material was just unusually weak. Station 9 there. Again, this is section 40602 on the SPS 6 project in Kay County, Oklahoma. We're on Interstate 35. Again, you can see some of the spalling there. Looking back to the north, you see the sign there, we're just south of Blackwell, Oklahoma. This is one of the two 1,000-foot sections. The other is at the opposite end of the project. Also has all of the pavement restoration techniques applied, including the edge drains. This one does not have edge drains. That brings us to the end of section 2. We'll go ahead and set the camera down and we'll walk up to section 1, which is just up there by the overpass. Section 1 is the control. With that, I'll conclude.